What's happening, everyone? JayShockblast here, and look at this, Marvel Future Fight. Yay, we have a new update. That means Jay's making a video. Oh, woo! Yeah, I still make videos whenever there's an update. I already actually made the video. It was like 29 minutes long, and I realized it's not really what I wanted to do, so I'm starting over. And, you know, if you don't like that, oh well. This is not my initial reaction. I've actually had a chance to check out all the new stuff. And whether it's this new Power Rangers Voltron team or, you know, the first 3 characters you ever unlock in the game, only in $30.99. Look at this. This should be Invincible Iron Man's costume, but whatever. This update is not for me. I think they made a really big mistake with this update. And, oh look, it's Wonder Woman. I can't make fun of this update enough. Oh look, the little kid gets to be tier 3. I'm trying not to be a hater, but this is the wrong path that they went on for the update. So there's 4 new characters, right? You've got this dude, War Tiger, the White Ranger. You've got the Red Ranger, Sunbird. You've got the Blue Ranger, Blue Dragon. And the Green Ranger, everyone's favorite, Shadow Shell. I don't know if that's true. I've obviously already got them all to, I believe, 2-star. No, 1-star. Whatever. Look, they're cool. Don't get me wrong. They all power their Zords together and create some Megazord. Let's go ahead and just check them out real quick. But I'm just tired. Honestly, I play Marvel Future Fight for the Marvel characters. And I don't know who created these characters. Maybe these are all new characters created by Marvel. Maybe these are 4 new characters all created by Marvel Future Fight. They all feel like they're Asian, which I'm fine with. Honestly, I take a stance usually when it comes to... Alright, let's call in Devastator. Constructicons, unite! Voltron. Yeah, so all of them have that power. Anyway, I am a huge advocate for creating new characters. So maybe I should STFU and just appreciate the fact that, you know, that they didn't turn Iceman into Blue Dragon, you know, or something like that. But I don't know, it's just, it's too much, okay? So if I were a game creator, I would probably love the opportunity to create a character in the Marvel Universe, and NetMarble did that with Luna Snow and Sharon Rogers, and then of course Crescent and Io, and these characters can be seen in the comics now, and I think that's awesome. I think as a creator, that would be exactly what I would love to be able to do. And I don't blame them for doing that. And, you know, there's a new comic that just came out about a week or 2 ago called Incoming. And most of these, you know, Arrow and Swordmaster and those new characters they literally just did, you know, those characters are in it. But, I think, like most of you, I play Marvel Future Fight and not NetMarble Future Fight, you know? So I want to see more focus on the characters I already know and love, and use the game periodically to introduce and work on new characters. But the last couple updates kind of feel like a lot of new characters that a lot of us, you know, don't necessarily care about, and I don't have a problem learning about new characters and stuff like that. I understand that not every update is going to be specifically for me, and that's fine. But there's been some huge cosmic stories going on with Guardians of the Galaxy and Cosmic Ghost Rider. Donny Cates has been knocking it out of the park with Cosmic Ghost Rider and Venom, alright? And there's been nothing from that added to this game, and I don't quite understand it. This would have been the absolute perfect time to do a cosmic update instead of this nonsense, okay? They should have held this off until the summer, alright? But and I don't know if that's Marvel or NetMarble, so I don't know who to, like, throw the blame at, right? But, like, you know, we just had Guardians of the Galaxy number 12, and for 12 issues, you know, we're chasing Gamora, and it was a great story. I absolutely loved it. Donny Cates did a great job with Guardians. Now he's on to Thor, and Thor number 1 is freaking phenomenal. And I'm a huge Thor fan, as you know. Alright, let's call in our Zords. When your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Captain Planet, he's a hero. Gonna take pollution down to 0. That's all I can think of when I see this, you know? Anyway, so Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, we could have had Nova, Richard Rider, the real Nova. Darkhawk, we could have had Cosmic Ghost Rider was in it, and he's a huge character that we really need to see. We could have had Gladiator, Wraith, we could have had Moondragon, Phyla-Vell, all members of the Guardians of the Galaxy. Marvel Boy, I think, is going to be in the new Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, there's so many characters that and I guess they could still do the update, but they just had Annihilation too. And, you know, you could have had Annihilus, like, the Annihilation Scourge is what they called it. You know who else you could have had? A character that everybody's begging for? You could have had Sentry. Sentry was like, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, but Sentry was the bad guy of Annihilation Conquest, or, I'm sorry, Annihilation Scourge. You know, that's a character I know people have been begging for a long time. And you had your opportunity with all this, but instead we're getting our 15th Captain America costume, our 32nd Iron Man costume, our 11th Black Widow costume, after just getting fairly recent costumes for all of them with Endgame. You know, I know Endgame wasn't that close, but, like, still, man, like, there's so many costumes for these characters, and you're gonna rework the story now? How about just adding another chapter with new characters? That's what people really want. They weren't asking for a rework of the story. I mean, the rework of the story is literally just another chapter, basically. There's really nothing too specific about it that makes it worthy of saying, oh, we have a new story. And you had to hear it. Anyway, so there's Captain America's new costume. I'm glad I'm remaking this. This is actually going a lot better than I think the last one went. So look at this. We're going to go through all this to get... This is literally Invincible Iron Man. Why isn't this a costume for Doctor Doom? But no, it's $30.99 because $20.99 is too close. So now we got to go even further. We got to go to $30.99. Oh man. By the way, Iron Man 2020 is an actual comic that's coming. He showed up in that incoming comic I told you about. So, I mean, look, here's the thing that's frustrating. All this stuff, all this content, it's cool. Like, I like it, you know? It's just not what I want, you know? And that's the part that I'm finding frustrating with Marvel Future Fight. And the reason I don't play it as much, and the reason I don't make as many videos, because I feel like my videos are boring, and I do feel like these characters are... I mean, look, it's a cool costume, but, like, I don't want to invest in another costume. And I believe you get all these costumes as rewards for finishing it. I don't know, I'm not one of their star players. I didn't apply for it, I'm not going to apply for it. I mean, it's just... It's exactly what I would have wanted, I mean, but I just don't feel like I connect with this game enough anymore. I do still play it every day, because I get that question a lot. Do you still play Future Fight? Yeah, I still play it. I just don't make videos because I feel like this game is boring. Sorry. I don't play this game for the same reason most people play it. This, to me, has always been a time waster. This, to me, has always been just a game that I play to build the characters. That's what interests me. And I want to do it for characters that I like and love. Look at this. This is Wonder Woman. By the way, my favorite Sharon Rogers costume. But we don't need another Sharon Rogers costume. We just got one not too long ago. Right here. I've been building this one. I like this one too. and this is what I've been building. But this is Wonder Woman, or it's Cassandra from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, that's literally who this is. You could take this, put it in either of those universes, and everybody would be like, oh yeah, that's a cool costume. Very American. So, it's just like, it's all lacking. And it's frustrating. I don't... I just haven't found the same enjoyment to be able to go through and do daily videos. I think that's the biggest problem. And for me, I was getting boring, and I don't feel like... I know there are people that tell me, oh, you know, I like going through the journey with you, and I appreciate that, and that's really cool to me, and I'm glad that I had that connection with some people, but, like, we'll use her little schoolgirl outfit. Like, I'm sure it's cool to create characters like this, but I have no connection to a child character. I just don't, you know? Anyway, you know, I think people want there to be, like, this rivalry between myself and Cynic and I don't have a rivalry with him. I mean, I follow him on Twitter. I appreciate the information that he gives. I've watched some of his live streams. I never like respond to anything because like I don't want people to see me and like think I'm taking away from him at all. But I'll like kind of sit there and watch some of his stuff because I think he's really smart. And he knows this game really well, and I think that that's the reason why I would even go as far as to say he is like as intelligent about this game as any, you know, content creator is about any in particular game. Like, he really knows this game and he knows it well, and that's where there's value to watch him and watch his videos, and that's why I feel like he's the biggest and best Marble Future Fight content creator. And I don't even think, like, I mean, I guess there's personality involved, and maybe that's where people might watch me over him, but it's certainly not because of what you're learning about the game. I can tell you that, because I don't offer that. And that's my thing, like, why do you need me when you have him? And again, I know that people have tried to, like, start some, you know, shit between the two of us, and we talked about it, and I don't care. Like, honestly, like, I think he's a good guy, and I learn a lot from him. I've even asked the other, like, literally a week or two ago, somebody tagged me and him. We get tagged together in Twitter stuff all the time, and it's always weird for me, because I don't really, like, him and I have no reason to know each other, but, like, you know, the other day, I just was like, you know what? I don't know the answer to this question. As a matter of fact, let me ask a question. Who do you think, Alex? Should I T3 Thanos, or should I T3 Apocalypse? I know that you've told people that you don't have him Apocalypse tier 3. He might at this point, I don't know. But, you know, and he basically recommended Thanos. And I didn't listen to him. I just went and did Luna Snow instead. Honestly, because, like, I had been building stuff for these two for so long. Like, as you can see, I could probably tier 3 somebody else. But I was, like, nowhere close to getting these Essence of whatever to get them, because I think I'd done it on a costume or something. So I just decided, you know what? I'm just going to take Luna. As you can see, I have a few characters that are ready. This is the part of the game that I love the most, is, you know, the character building. I love building the characters. You know, I don't care about any of this other stuff, you know? Like, I like to build up my characters, and that's where I find enjoyment. Like, almost the RPG element of the game, where, you know, I'm building these characters and making them better, and then playing them, I don't even necessarily care. Like, for me, it really comes down to just making the characters better, and leveling them up. So that's what I like to do. I have almost all the characters at tier 2 now. Like, I look at all these tier 2s, you know? So we're really just down to like this kind of small handful of characters, right? Well, I guess it's not as small, but still, like, that's a decent amount. And virtually every single one of them is ready to go to tier 3. You know, like, if they're not, they're very close. Like, she's close. I don't know why I haven't finished his prison uniform, but, like, a lot of these characters I could take to tier 3, you know, should I choose to. But it's really not, like, a huge deal. Or they're close, and I just kind of forgot, you know? So it's just not a big enough deal for me. I'm certainly not going to use a tier 2 ticket on any of these characters. I might as well do this. I guess I forgot to do that. So I do like this. Not having to kind of go looking for it. But anyway, so here's the takeaway from this. I managed to cut the video almost in half. There's a lot of other things in this update. You've got a lot of Shield Academy updates. You know, I know from I think Alex tweeted something about not using any kind of selectors or anything on Shadow Shell, because I think you like basically unlock that through this process. And obviously there's this Sunbird event battle, so you can make sure you do that. So just here's my thing, I guess. I really need, and hopefully they've got everything out of their system now, but I really need these guys to like start focusing more on the characters that we all know and love, that we play Marvel video games for. I don't play Marvel video games, you know, to have these massive updates of characters I don't like. The fact that Crescent and Io are going to be the third character they created that are available for tier 3, you know, before someone like, you know, Scarlet Witch, who everybody's begging for, it's just ludicrous, you know. There's just a lot of really classic characters that are not available for tier 3 that really should be. I'm not going to sit here and, like, look, I want Gambit. Gambit's the character I want at tier 3 the most. I think he's, you know, one of the strongest characters in the game. I want him at tier 3. You know, obviously Cable is another character I've built up a lot. Would love him to be tier 3. You know, but other than that, like, I just don't feel like, tier 3 for Crescent and freaking Io is something we should be doing right now. You know, there's plenty of other more classical characters that deserve it, for the characters they created, you know. So that's all I have. I hope you guys did enjoy. I feel like I was a little less bitchy in this video, because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know it. I can complain with the best of them, but I did get this tier 3 selector or tier 2 selector. I'm probably gonna use it on War Tiger. I don't know yet, because War Tiger is the one that I have the least built up, and I have like all these other characters. Like you saw who I have to choose from for tier 3. So I'm probably going to use War Tiger for that. I have to use it within 6 days, so it's going to be one of these new characters. If I look at my inventory, I mean, I've got lots of these stars and stuff. I even pulled one of these from one of those event boxes. It's kind of crazy. So we'll figure it out. But, you know, I'd love to make these videos every day. They just weren't very interesting for me. I feel like people aren't watching as much. But I'm going to do them on the updates. And that's how I feel right now about all of this. I really and truly wish that they would focus on more Marvel characters now that we've got all these new characters. And I understand representation matters more than anybody. And having all these cool Asian characters added, great, fantastic, love it. Glad that they're not, you know, mantling some characters I care about. But yeah, There we are. Apparently there's this new Agent Carter training center. Invite friends. Share invitation code. Alright, I'll figure that out later. So, you saw my invitation code, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we'll see ya.